What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon TCG for another expanded episode. Today we're going to be building yet another expanded deck. I'm very excited for this one as well. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's fighting deck. I think it turned out really well. I really like the way it looked. I think it, of course, still needs some slight tweaking. But I do think we are on the track for a good one here. So what today we're going to be working on is we are going to be making our first ever Fairy type expanded deck. After we have this one, we're going to have a good majority of expanded decks done. The only ones that we haven't built yet are, of course, a darkness, a metal, a dragon, and a normal type or a colorless. Which I don't think we'll be building a colorless. I don't think we will be. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here at all of the cards you can expect to see from our fairy decks. You're gonna see already some cards just popping out to you that go, oh, I see why you wanted to build a deck here. I think the fairy cards are some of the cards I have the least amount of, if not this dragon cards. So we aren't going to have a ton of cards to work with here, but we are going to have some decent ones to work with. We have no V cards, of course. As far as GX goes, we have a couple to pick from here. So of course we have Gardevoir and Sylveon GX. This is I grabbed this card in a trade, honestly, like probably a month and a half ago at this point, and as soon as I pulled this, I was like, well, I got to build a deck now. So for 1 energy Fairy Song, search your deck for up to 2 Fairy Energy and attach them to your benched Pokemon in any way you'd like, then shuffle your deck. And then Kalidio Storm, 150, move any number of energy from your Pokemon to your other Pokemon in any way you like. So you don't have to, or you can shuffle energy around, pretty cool there. And then Magical Miracle, if this Pokemon has at least 3 extra energy attached to it, in addition to this attack's cost, your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck. Pretty solid. Alright, so otherwise we also have Alolan Ninetales here. Mysterious Guidance. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 item cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. And this attack does 30 damage to one of your assistants. So it does 70 damage to their active, and then 30 damage to one of their benched. And then Sublimation GX for your opponent's active Pokemon as an Ultra Beast. It is knocked out. Pretty cool there. We have Mimikyu GX here. Perplex, your opponent's active Pokemon is not confused. Let's Snuggle and Fall. This attack does 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So pretty cool. So you can just keep adding damage there. And then Dream Fear. Choose one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Your opponent shuffles that Pokemon, and all cards attached to it into their deck. Has to be a benched Pokemon though, but it'll be a solid Pokemon to tap there. We also have Wigglytuff GX, which I skipped for some reason. Rolling Rush, flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 30 more damage for each heads. Pretty cool. Either way, we're doing 100 damage with Wigglytuff GX, and then heal all damage from this Pokemon, doing 130 damage. So those are our only GXs that I don't believe I have any EXs. I do not. As far as tag teams go, you guys saw the tag team that we had there. We do have a Prism Star. We have Xerneas, which is the Path of Life ability. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to become your active Pokemon, you can move any number of energy from your other Pokemon to it. That's pretty cool. And then for Bright Horns, it does 160 damage, but unfortunately you cannot do it the next turn. So we will go ahead and throw that one in as well. Ultra Beasts, we don't have any Ultra Beasts, and I don't care about Team Magma, Team Aqua, all that stuff. So the other stuff, of course, that we do need to work in here is we need, of course, a Jigglypuff for our Wigglytuff to pair with here. So we do need to grab a Jigglypuff. I believe that's the only Jigglypuff I have. I'm going to unselect our filters there so we can search for the Pokemon that we need in case they may be of a different color. No. Okay, so all of our Jigglypuffs here. The one I pulled here is Ball Roll. Flip a coin until you get tails, 20 damage for each one. I don't think that's the one I want to do. Detective Pikachu, no. I honestly think it might be this Reverse Hollow here with Rollout. Just because Rollout, we can do an easy 10 damage. But hopefully we wouldn't want them to be staying there very long. So that's what we'll do there. We're also going to need Vulpix. But we're going to need the Alolan Vulpix. Let me actually just finish his name here just to get Vulpix. Alolan Vulpix, which is a water type, which is why we wouldn't have seen it in there. But the evolution up here. The good thing about it, though, is the fact that Alolan Vulpix is colorless for their attack. So search your deck for 2 Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Honestly, Beacon might be the reason. What's the ability here? If you have any fairy Pokemon in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. No, I think the Beacon is the much more useful played card here. Alright, so let's head back to our fairy Pokemon. Because honestly, Clefairy is one of my favorite Pokemon. I just think Clefairy is just a super cute Pokemon, so I really want to work them into this deck. I don't have any special Clefairies is the thing. I don't know if any special Clefairies exist. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. You know what? Just for funsies, just looking at this, because I don't have a ton of fairy Pokemon to work with here. So whatever Pokemon we do have, it's going to be very small. And we'll see. I've never actually tried using, you know, a small amount of Pokemon. We only have 7 Pokemon right now. And honestly, I don't think that's good. I think we do need to try and get something for that line, another evolution line or something. Because right now, we just don't have anything that I think is really going to let us hold this together. Otherwise, I'm just getting lucky. But I do want to go to trade right here. Oh shoot, I can't. We'll check that later. I want to check if there's another type of Clefairy out there. You know what? I can Google. I can do a quick Google, and we can see what happens here. Pokemon TCG Clefairy. Let's just search Clefairy. Let's see if there is a Clefairy GX. I doubt there is. It doesn't look like there is. No, there is a Togepi. There's a tag team Togepi, Cleffa, and Igglybuff. Not really what I was looking for, but that does exist. Otherwise, I don't think that there is. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a Clefairy. What about a Clefable, though? Clefable. It doesn't look like there is a Clefable as well. There are some concepts that people wanted, but it doesn't look like there is a... Yeah, oh well, good to know. I think we are going to throw Clefairy in here anyways. No, I'm not. I'm not going to throw Clefairy in there. They're not going to do anything. Ooh. If your opponents... You have to confuse and then go for it. That is a stage 1 Pokemon, though, so I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, I haven't tried a deck that has barely any Pokemon in it. I haven't tried that before, so I'm actually kind of interested to see how that would work. We could put some colorless Pokemon in here. Do I have any colorless Vs? I do. I do have Caramont we could put in here just to have an additional Pokemon in here. What about colorless GXs? I'm looking specifically for ones that don't require any other energy. Ho-Ho EX, Tornadus could go. Discard 30 image for each plasma energy attached to this Pokemon, or does 30 more damage for each plasma energy attached to this Pokemon, which I'm sure I have some of. Do I have any colorless tag teams? Yeah, I was pretty sure Zapdos and the gang were the only ones I had. Oh, what do I have selected? I wanted to deselect everything there. We could go for a colorless Pokemon in here. Honestly, like Unfezant might be a good one to throw in here as just an additional one with Tranquil, because these from I found this card in coming from the most recent theme deck, the Zacian theme deck. Daunt doing 50 damage and taking less 50. I think that might be a solid Pokemon just thrown there. That's what we're gonna do. All right, give me a second. I am going to add in the rest of our stuff, and I'll be right back. All right, I think we got something that might work here. Honestly, I don't know how this deck is gonna go, and I'm very interested to see how it plays. So, you guys, we still have the 10 Pokemon cards, only 10. Energy-wise, we took 13 Fairy Energy, 1 double colorless. Trainer-wise, this is where things are gonna get pretty interesting. I am going to use some cards I've never used before, such as the Fairy Drop, which of course heals 50 damage from one of your Pokemon that has any Fairy Energy attached to it. Otherwise, we're not using anything too crazy. If you guys saw last week, we pulled out the Nugget. As soon as we draw this, we draw it from our deck. We immediately get to draw 3 cards. Pretty solid. The full heal, healing all status afflictions. Of course, the bosses, Orders, Cynthia. We got Dan, because playing rock, paper, scissors is just fun. And then here's where it gets a little interesting. I threw in some Fairy Charms just to see what happens. So this one is against fighting types. It's their GX and EXs. They can't hurt us. Grass types, dragon types, psychic types, and then this one is for Ultra Beast. I don't know. I think it'd be fun to see how these works. And since we aren't using as many Pokemon in this deck, these have space. Then of course a Muscle Band. So yeah. I also think Chansey's going to be our card for this one. How do we not have a Chansey in this deck? I'm just realizing that. I feel like Chansey would make sense in this deck. We'll go back and look for a Chansey in a second here. Let's go full fairy deck box. Full fairy deck box. Card sleeve, of course, we're going to be using the normal one. And let's go with fairly sure. No, is fairly, because I want it to be fairy. I know fairly isn't spelled this way, but I want it to be fairly sure. Fairly sure. No, fairly sure. That's just, we're getting too long. We wear pink. No, not a mean. We don't need mean girls. Let's see here. This is always the hardest part of my decks, is naming them. Very good. It's a very good time. Yeah, very good time. Yeah. Going to Pokemon right here. Chansey. Heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it before this attack does damage, its attack does nothing. That's pretty stupid. And the other one is, of course, the old school one. Flip a coin. If heads, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon. And then double edge, do 80 damage, 80 to yourself. No, I think we're good here. Let's jump into a versus match. And let's see what happens here with a very good time. It's be a very good time to win. I'm really interested to see how this deck is gonna play. I think we're gonna end up giving the opponent. This is straight up colorless deck for the opponent. I think I'm gonna end up giving my opponent a lot of mulligans. Honestly, with this deck having so few basic Pokemon in this deck. Although, I mean, it's not even that. It's just Pokemon in general. We only have 10 Mons in this deck. Okay, we managed to pull a Jigglypuff, and our Fairy Charms are going to be useless in this first match that we have here. Because they're all color, it's colorless block. No, because it would have shown other typings in here. Yeah, so these are all going to be colorless Mons that aren't going to do anything to us. This guy's also, if the card that's attacked to is damaged, but the attacking Pokemon's now poisoned. Solid. Oh, I'll throw a hello back. Hello, my dude. Yeah, dude, absolutely. Smiles. You're gonna murder me, though. You're gonna murder me. I will go ahead and put an energy on there. I'm not gonna attack this turn. Let us see what happens here. See if we can pull our GX here. Gonna go ahead and 3 pull cards from the bottom of this deck. Hopefully, it'd be helpful. Oh shoot! You got a Ditto. A Prism Ditto. Once during your turn, you may put any stage 1 card from your hand onto this Pokemon to evolve it. That's actually pretty cool. Imagine if Ditto, you got to copy, just like in the handheld, you got to copy your opponent's Pokemon. That'd be pretty funny. See, we're about to lose here. All right, we lose. So let's go ahead and jump into a second game here. Hopefully he just takes me out of my misery quickly. Take me out of my misery real fast. Each player shuffles. Why are you doing this? Why are you drawing out this game? This is something I really hate, is when people have won the game and then they draw it out. It kind of irritates me. It kind of irritates me when people draw out games. Nope. Nah, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here. Nah, I'm sorry, you won. You won last hand. You chose not to attack me. I don't know if you were trying to be nice, but it's just like, no, you won. Win. You won. Win. Don't sit there and make me try and not feel bad about myself. Alright, so this guy has Psychic, Electric, and another one that I blanked, and colorless as well. Fire. Fire was the other thing I think I saw. I can't remember. I don't know. It's late. Alright, we won the coin flip yet again. Alright, let's see how our hand goes this time. Go, we got Vulpix. Okay. And we do have Red's Challenge as well, so we also have Evolution Incense, actually. We have Evolution Incense. And we have a Pokédex. This is actually might be a pretty solid start for us here. We have Marnie, which we might use right off the bat. And we also, yeah, we'll draw a card. The Fairy Charm for Ultra Beast. Are you an Ultra Beast? No, you're an Electric type. We're okay for a little bit here. Alright, he's gonna go ahead and use his town map. Each of your Pokemon that has any lightning energy has no retreat cost. That's all its abilities. Nothing to be too afraid of. We'll go ahead and attach this to you. We're gonna go ahead and use our evolution instance here. Pull Alola Ninetales here. We can't use the evolution this turn, but it is nice to have. We'll go ahead and use our Pokédex as well, even though I'm thinking of using... actually pretty worthless here. Nothing that I really want up front. Because I'm planning to use Marnie next turn, so we're just going to do that here. Pokédex is just going to be blown away because we're going to use Marnie next turn. Let's just go ahead and Beacon now. I know you're like, but why didn't you just do what you just did? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We got plans here. We got plans here. Our Pokédex wasn't needed there. The cards... If we would have had better cards set up at the top of our deck, I wouldn't have used Beacon there. But because of what we had sitting at the top wasn't worth anything to us, is why I did that. So honestly, just like a first thoughts after seeing that last game and this game, if we pull Alolan Vulpix at the beginning of the game, pretty solid chance that we can get set up. Because we can draw 2 cards there, one of which being its evolution. Search for 2 item cards and put them into your hand. Yeah, that's the ability it has. I don't know if I actually, play this card. If you drew it from your deck at the beginning of your turn, no, so we don't want to do that. Town map, we want to pull the town map. And none of these will help against his moves, so the muscle band as well. We'll pull the muscle band as well. Put the muscle band onto you, put the town map into play so we can see what we're about to get here. Do that. Oh, I almost Marnied without putting these guys up on my bench here. Go ahead, Marnie here. We got Cynthia, which is great. We got Cynthia, which is just absolutely great. Go ahead and do that. Man, if you would have been an Ultra Beast, we could have just knocked you out right now and won the game. If that would have been an Ultra Beast, we could have used their GX move to just knock them out. That's pretty funny, actually. And then if we get a Alola Ninetales in and we're up against an Ultra Beast, and we put on that Ultra Beast Fairy Charm, we're good. The Healing Sash, that just heals, what, 20 damage each? Whenever you attach an energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, heal 20 damage from it. Oh, okay. Solid. Yep, go ahead and heal that damage. Absolutely. Absolutely. Totally makes sense there. Totally makes sense. It's a good play to do. Who do we want to go ahead and start setting up here? Probably Gardevoir. Probably Gardevoir. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and use Cynthia. Fairy Charm for grass types, which we don't really need here. Yeah, that's unnecessary to us right now. But we can go ahead and do 30 damage to the Eevee as well. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. We are going to lose our Ninetales this turn. We actually haven't even looked at what our prize cards are. We got Dan in there. We got our Fairy Drop. We have our Rare Candy, which is really only useful for Pidove. By really only, it literally is only useful for Pidove. We have a Full Heal, a Switch. Honestly, I'm not sure. Oh! Interesting play. Very interesting play just done here. They could have taken out my Ninetales, but instead they chose to let their Eevee die. I think Dan is who we're gonna pull here, just so we can get some extra cards. That was a very interesting play there, because they just lost themselves this game. Because they kill a Ninetales, I throw in Gardevoir who can do 150 damage. I'm not sure what their strategy was there. I'm not sure their strategy there. Was that something they did on purpose? Oh, because he couldn't attack that turn. Oh, okay. That's why. Plasma Fist, he couldn't attack that turn. That's why he had to do that. He couldn't attack. I'm good now. It doesn't matter. We've won. We won. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anything you say. I'm not going to make you sit through it. We've won. Don't going to move any energy because we won. And there we go. That's... You know, honestly, as long as we get a good setup there, this card could work well. This deck could honestly work well there. What else did they have in their deck there? They had a Raichu GX that we could have been afraid of popping out. They had an Espeon GX, a very beautiful card there. We of course do know this card very well. We just have different art for the one that we have, but that is a very beautiful card there. They had a Mewtwo GX that we don't have, another Mewtwo GX. So these are two different Mewtwo GXs. The Dialga GX, as well as a Katana, or a Kartana. They had actually a lot of decent cards in there that they just didn't end up getting to us. They have Zamazenta V, which from what I've heard on just like the subreddit isn't that great of a Pokemon. I don't know, I've just seen people talking bad about Zamazenta. People only use it for meme decks, I don't know. But this guy actually had a pretty solid deck. He just had, honestly, some very bad luck. I don't know. What did you guys think of this deck? Let me know your honest thoughts on seeing such a small amount of Pokemon in a deck. Is really what I'm interested in. We only have 10 Pokemon in this deck. And this time we really saw Ninetales and Gardevoir shine. So I'm really interested to see how this deck can go. And Pheasant is really there just to kind of back me up should I need it. So I'm interested to see how that's going to see going forward. Let me know your thoughts down below. Next week, I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. It'll probably be building another expanded deck, or we'll take a look back at one of our other decks that I've upgraded. Or at some point, I do want to start looking at like some of the big meta decks that people are doing right now. But with that, we just need the cards that are in those meta decks to show them off. So we'll see what happens there. If you guys didn't already, this past week on the 21st, we did do another expanded tournament. Check that out. I have a feeling it's going to go really well. Side note, I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm just really excited for the deck that I'm going to use in it. Also, if you aren't watching it, every Sunday, Pokemon Dungeons & Dragons is coming out, 2 p.m. EST. So much fun. 3 members of Team Rocket go undercover in the Pokemon Kanto League for Giovanni. This takes place 5 years after Red became the champion, and a different timeline where, in this case, Team Rocket didn't come out, and Giovanni is still the 8th gym leader. It's really exciting. Check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.